Have you read the game instructions? Is your game board set up? Good.
Okay. Wubba lubba wubba dub dub wubba lubba dub 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 wubba dub dubba wubba dub dub dubba wub wub dubba duh. Okay, that's a sound check.
Are we trying to do nothing? Because it seems like we're doing nothing.
No way.
So stand back, everybody. I'm gonna express myself.
All my friends are dead and they don't like me anymore. They've moved along, they've changed, and now they find me quite a bore. Way back then it was okay to be a little weird, but all my friends are dead.
Wubba dub dubs. Welcome to 10-minute dailyvideo.net. It's your place for 10-minute daily wubba dub dubba dibba dailyvideo.net. And I'm your host, internet personality Milk Content. And this is kind of a meandering rant about Rick and Morty. So I've been a big fan of Dan Harmon and Dan Harmon's work since...
Today in English class, we'll be reading all day.
Do you have something to say, Mr. Van Pelt?
Well, really, Channel 101. Dan Harmon I didn't really know who he was until Community happened, and then I kind of went back and realized a bunch of my childhood comedy fascinations, The Dead Alewives.
Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
Particularly their D&D audio recordings were a big influence on my comedy sensibility.
The boy takes his wee-wee and he puts it in the girl's wee-wee, but you're not allowed to do it until you get older, okay?
I thought so. That's what they told me at school.
And so Dan Harmon and Rob Schrab have always been really important to me.
As a matter of fact, I do. Backwards and the subject is boring. This is a waste of time. TV I'm ignoring. It makes me sleepy and it hurts my eyes. Books are dumb. When will you realize that I hate reading? I hate reading forever.
To the principal's office with you.
Justin Roiland was also there. I think, before he was like a drunk, pathetic, spouse-abusing creep. He was noteworthy that he worked really hard and had a lot of enthusiasm for animation and was, like a poo-poo piss boy, joke boy.
Lick my fucking balls.
So, like, Rick and Morty was always going to be, like, a thing that I globbed onto. I want to say in darker times, it was a mantra of mine. Can't kill yourself. There's going to be another season of Rick and Morty.
God, no, why? Why? No.
Which is sort of ironic compared to how bleak and despondent most people think the show is. Like, the show's supposed to be for narcissistic, nihilistic weirdos, and yet I think the genuine fans of Rick and Morty see the heart that is always in, like a Dan Harmon, Rob Schrab type project.
And what are you going to do with all that knowledge?
Destroy the world.
And, Justin Roiland's influence was minimal at best. Like, he basically only helped write season 1, maybe season 2. I think there's sort of a common opinion that Rick and Morty gets bad after season 3. Or season 3 is when it becomes so bad that it's not worth watching. And I think that has more to do with the toxic fan base and the Pickle Rick stuff than it has with the quality of the season. The Pickle Rick episode is actually very, very, very good.
And what's courageous about eating a hot dog?
How long have you all been eating poop?
We have never eaten poop.
I could probably sit around and defend that one if I needed to. It's not the creative works or the marketing team's fault that this happened.
I'm Pickle Rick! Where's my Szechuan sauce? I'm Pickle Rick! I'm Pickle Rick!
I think Rick and Morty, and this is the hot take, I want you to sit down, is consistently good at all times, and I'm never disappointed in Rick and Morty.
No thanks!
I don't know what people expect out of the show. I usually get what I want out of the show, almost every time. I think the only weird thing for me and Rick and Morty was that anime.
一度地球に連れてってほしいわ。
そうしよう。
The Rick and Morty anime really missed the mark compared to the shorts. But like, I'll see videos where they're like, oh, they're so back, kind of every other season of Rick and Morty.
Standard classic Rick and Morty adventure, but holy shit.
People will kind of arbitrarily decide that this plot decision versus that plot decision irritated them. And I'm like, you realize that this is all like Venture Brothers over the top shenanigans, right? Like, you're not supposed to take it too serious. That's another show that I like a lot that Rick and Morty is kind of doing, but more successfully, is Venture Brothers. Kind of a parody of the high-minded action Hanna-Barbera stuff, to the point where characters from, Johnny Quest show up. Rick and Morty started as a ripoff or a homage to Back to the Future.
The very same day that tree was planted.
Well, Doc, who do you think planted it? And how are we gonna stop them?
It doesn't matter who planted the tree, Morty. The only way to stop them is by having you lick my balls.
So much for that they don't do time travel. Like, they specifically make time cops so they don't do time travel.
Always struck me as odd that Ricks don't do time travel. Anyways, good thing I'm not a Rick.
I can see him. You're surrounded for 1,000 years in any direction, you sick.
Because the gag is they're everything but Back to the Future, but they're Back to the Future.
This time is a little different, Morty. You have to jerk me off while you do it.
It works in both that Venture Brothers and Rick and Morty started way more dark and nihilistic, and then softened as the shows went on. And I think to the betterment of both shows, I think Rick and Morty gaining a heart is more important than it maintaining this kind of cynical snark or whatever. And at the same time, I don't think it ever loses the snark. Every time it gets too sappy, it points out that it's being sappy. Every time that it's being, pointing out that it's pointing out things too much, it goes back to taking everything very earnestly. It's very cyclical, and it uses its guest stars really well. And I think the cast is legitimately having a good time and are really talented. I also think the simple animation allows for some very complicated action set pieces. I don't mind that Rick and Morty is an excuse for sci-fi dorks to come up with goofy ideas about characters that can't be killed. Like, I legitimately think this joke in the new episode This is a stellar, like, way over the top good Rick and Morty joke by the standards of Rick and Morty. Like, Rick kicking his own brain into his head and then extending his stomach is, I don't know, this is like peak Rick and Morty to me. And they did it most recently with a completely different Rick and Morty as voice actors. By the way, yes, I think it's much better that there are two characters talking to each other as opposed to one character trying to talk to himself. What are you doing up here? I'm doing like a rant about Rick and Morty. Oh yeah? Rick and Morty fans are insufferable doofuses. Yeah, I agree. You gonna say your name so I can tell you that it's not a name? Or? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought we were doing like a quick bit because like we have like the same voice and we're talking to each other. I get it, and I make it sound naturalistic. But I'm like a very talented editor and puppeteer, so that's why I'm able to. I'm gonna go now. My name's Malfeasance, by the way. That's not a name. I know it's not a name. I'm going now. Jackass. Why does that guy hate me so bad?
And now, this message.
Learn math.
Math? Yes, math.
Come on and get you some.
Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, special orders, don't I like extra tomatoes. Did I tell you to think?
Quit. Now $129.95 gets you an N64.
And now back to the Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show.
Any rate, Rick and Morty. I like it. I don't think it's dipped in quality. I think it's basically as good as it's ever been. And when people go, this season of Rick and Morty is disappointing me, I shrug and say, I don't know. It's what I expect. It's more Rick and Morty.
Season 9, baby. Only an indefinite number more.
Thanks for watching. If you got money and you're sick of that shit, give that shit to me. I'm so like whimsically mesmerized by money. Like it's always a new experience for me to get money. I'm never used to it. It's like money. Trust me. Like if you want, you know, the wonder of childlike awe to wash over me in a meaningful way, give to me money. Jesus. Whatever. I thought it was kind of funny to like pretend like money is like the Christmas spirit.